Hi, welcome to BD Stroked. This is going to be, we're in a fun, easygoing mode, but this is going to be a pretty serious video. And it's because of me.
Yep.
Anybody else, unless you've had a brain injury, this would not be an issue.
Correct.
Caretaking. I watched Tamara be a caretaker. I didn't have the ability to help her. I saw what she went through. We've talked about some of the stuff you've gone through.
Go through.
I'm sure that I'll never know half of it. I'm not going to put an amount on it, but I'll never know everything because my wife loves me and she won't share stuff that hurts me that much.
Truth.
So now we're going to talk a little bit about caretaking from the opposite side, from a stroke victim, which I don't like that word, stroke survivor. I'm not really fond
Someone
of
who's
that
had a
either.
brain injury.
Somebody's had a brain injury. What it means, what it's all about, and it takes everything. It takes complete thought pattern. It takes complete planning. I had the meals written down when you went in for your first surgery of what we were going to eat each night, what we were going to have during the day, when the jellos were.
Yeah. I had, since your stroke, with me, just me, two major surgeries.
Yep.
And in just a couple of weeks, I'm having a knee surgery. And you become my sole caretaker. And we're my sole caretaker. We learned a lot during those that what you need is a lot different than what most people whose spouse was being their caretaker. For you, where structure and schedule is extremely important just in your day-to-day life, well, now you're adding on taking care of completely somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just you keeping your structure and schedule daily. It's now having, because I wasn't allowed up for 7 weeks for both those times. Now this one's a lot easier, so it should be better. But you now also have a structure and a schedule for me that cannot get thrown off because it can cause you to flood.
For reasons that a lot of people just would never understand or probably accept.
It wouldn't even think about it. It's not something that they'd have to take into consideration.
My brain's fragile. But if everything is structured right and I have everything in a plan, we can make it work happily. It just needs to be planned. It needs to go, and we have, so much for your life, but we have to be completely flexible. If we say we're going somewhere and we go to sleep in a great mood and I wake up and something sets my head off, perfect example, yesterday. Just trying to send a simple email to my dad. Should have been hit, go.
Mm-hmm.
It was a complete all-day event that ended up with a bad night of flooding and going to bed at 8 o'clock so that I could just get up tomorrow and start over.
Yeah.
I can't handle things going wrong. I don't know why. We're working on it. We're trying to get better. We ask for patience, ask for a little grace. Actually, probably a lot of grace right now. When you go into a surgery of like the events that you went through, I don't even know how. Okay, here's what happened. I decided to be on top of being a caretaker. I decided that this is what I need to be a caretaker. I wrote out a rule sheet for everybody that would ever contact you.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty simple. It was pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
It was not followed.
Nope.
And it threw me. And we struggled.
Yeah. People are not used to that.
It's not that we're trying to cut anybody out. It's that I'm trying to keep things going in a straight line.
And keep your head together.
That's the straight line.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's not at all that we're trying to cut people out. It's that we're trying to keep a straight line. We're trying to go forward. And in order to go forward, anything other than going forward just isn't allowed.
Yeah. It's really important what we've realized for us, and because of your brain injury. One, not a lot of people are allowed into our home because it's your sanctuary right now. It's where you feel safe.
I'm trying to get better with that so that we can see people, because I don't see me going to a lot of places.
Yeah, so hopefully that will get better. But for this point in time, where we're at, that's what it is. Which means you need to feel like you have control over my recovery so that your brain doesn't, as we put, flood out.
My anxiety turns into flooding, and when my brain floods, it just shuts down, and
it's not fun.
It goes crazy. I mean, it goes everywhere from we got to move out of this state to
anything and everything. It's bad. It's bad. There usually ends up quite a few tears on my side. A lot of times he doesn't remember what happened during the flooding, and as he said, I won't share with him because I don't want him dwelling on the negatives. So
we're trying to work on it.
Suppress that. But in regards to caretaking, we've learned that when he is the caretaker, my phone is shut off until
you're okay.
I'm okay. I'm, anesthesia is cleared, pain has cleared. It may be off just for a few hours. It may be off for a few days. But like you said, we're not trying to shut anyone out. It's just what we need to do to keep structure and order in the house when he's the one in charge of taking care of me.
When it's sleep time, it's sleep time. If I've gotten her all into the meds and everything's there, and I've tucked her in, and I come out here and I sit down, and I hear the phone going off and her trying to answer, and it's just not happening anymore. But also, I'm not trying to turn this into it's not happening. I'm trying to tell you, as family, as friends of other people that have had brain injuries, give them grace and just do what they're asking.
Yeah.
Don't make them write an entire rules list. Ask them if you're unsure what to do.
After
my mom hurt herself, I text my dad and said, hey, is mom ready for phone calls yet?
Yeah.
It's just what you do.
Contact the caregiver first.
It's courteous.
If you have not heard from the person
who's
being taken care of.
Fair. I understand that this isn't normal. I do. I get that. I get that people think they should be able to just do whatever they want to do. I get that. It's fair. In this world, it's the way it works. Not with a stroked head, not with a brain injury. It just doesn't work that way. And I'm sorry that this doesn't work into everybody's world, but we have to live in ours. And I would ask that everybody looks around just a little bit, and let's be nice. Give some people some courteous.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to add to my...
No, I think that's the important thing is just when there's a caregiver, be conscientious of you don't necessarily live there, so you don't know everything that's going on. You don't know the planning and what has to happen.
And we got
the
offered
system.
we got offered food. You know, people
Yeah.
wanted to stop by, and
We appreciate all of that.
Appreciate, and I hope someday that I can take you up.
Yeah.
I'm just not there yet.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to take care of Tamara, and I would think that anybody with a brain injury would still be wanting to take care of their spouse. So if they have to set up special rules, if they have to have special guidelines, acknowledge them. Give them their space if they need it. Be there if they need it. You have a normal brain. Help us out.
Yeah.
It's for our health. It's for your health. For mine. Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Love you.
Love you, baby.